The rich, the rich, the rich, the rich. And many that were there were rich, and they came and they threw in copper coil, pop, pop, into the offering. Verse 42. And there came again a certain what? So the Bible said the rich man and come with them big coil. Boom, boom. And little old lady come over. Her husband died. She's a widow. In this culture, it's very tough to be a widow because they couldn't work. No woman right and that type of stuff. And a little widow come over. And she threw in 2 mites, which make a farthing. I look it up. And I don't know how it's possible, but I read it in Amplified, and it said that a farthing is less than 1 cent. Serious. And then I went to Google, look it up, and they say that a farthing is like a quarter of a 1 cent. They say it's a quarter of a penny, and a penny is 1 cent. So this woman come over, can you imagine, with me, Jesus here cool out. And people see Jesus. So the man say, what? More impress Jesus. Boom! Next man say, what? Boy, I'm going to show Jesus. 2 Kyle man, pop, pop. And all of them rich people are throwing them Kyle. A little old lady come over, and every time they throw in, watch nosy Jesus. A people over in the basket. Then little old lady come with less than a 1 cent. I guess in that time, so we have 4 quarter mega per dollar. They have 4 mites that make up a 1 cent, right? And she came over with she 2 little mites and drop it in there. When the man drop them Kyle, they hear boom bam. When she drop she something in there, you don't even hear nothing. One was rich and one was poor. Sound good? Sound like what a controversial Jesus. Verse 43. And he called unto him his disciples. Verse 43. And Jesus, hey guys, come, Peter, James, John, come. I just see a little example here. I want to change the way y'all think. Because I come from heaven to change the way y'all think. I want to teach y'all how heaven think about this thing y'all call rich and poor. And verse 43, and he called unto his disciples. Disciples are strange people. We that walk with Jesus, we don't see exactly how the world see. He said, come. And he said unto them with a smile, he said, verily I say unto you, hear how Jesus teach Matt, that poor widow has cast more in than all they which have cast into the treasury. What much less than Jesus go? Come on. What math school did Jesus go? The man dropped coils, much, and she drew 2 little piece of 1 cent. I propose to you tonight that the concept of rich and poor through the eyes of Jesus is not the same as the concept of rich and poor to us. In the calculations of heaven, doctor, God looked down, Jesus, God in flesh, look in the basket to a confused audience of disciples. Maybe some of y'all are my voice tonight, they get confused too. Like, what you talking about, Pastor? What kind of maths you doing? That she gave. Anybody know this sign? Anybody know this sign? Thank you, brother. Anybody know this sign? Greater than and the less than. And this, so Jesus don't like Jesus. Let me teach you something. All this money is less than what she had given. What she had given is greater than the coil of cash. You believe the disciples? Do you think that the disciples, many times Jesus taught them scratch their head? Sometimes in the Bible, Peter primarily just come and tell Jesus, what do you mean by that, the boss? That's why when people nowadays read the scriptures, the word of Jesus, and go on like they understand everything, we tell them you lie. Because Jesus walked with them, and them boys several times in scripture pull Jesus behind the curtain and say, he sounds powerful now, but what do you mean? Tradition and religion will make you pretend to understand something that you don't. They understand the whole Bible, all the words of Jesus. Some things in the Bible, honestly, I'm still trying to digest. I'm trying to understand what he means. Jesus said, let me teach you all some maths. Poor and rich. That poor woman cast in more than all they which have cast in the treasury. What do you mean, Jesus? Verse 44. For all they did cast in of their abundance, but she of her want did cast in all that she had, even all of her living. What do we learn from that?